Yo, what's up, everybody? We are back. Yo, what's up, everybody? We are back, man. Welcome to the Listen Up podcast. It's your boy Brandon.
This is Sam.
Yo, what's good, everybody, man? Listen, we know it's definitely been a long time, man, since the last time we were here, and we appreciate y'all sticking with us, man. I know we got all frustrated
Yeah,
messages and everything,
Brandon glitching like
man.
a
But I was like
motherfucker.
normal.
Brandon is glitching like a motherfucker. Brandon is glitching like a
All right, hold on. Hey, I'm finna sign out. I'm gonna come back in again. Hold on. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, Brandon is glitching like a motherfucker. Yo, anyway, welcome everybody to the Listen Up podcast. This is your boy Sam. It's been a minute since we've been on the pod. To be real with you guys, it's been hell these last few weeks. Um, it was mainly on me. I had to take a sabbatical because my mom ended up coming down with COVID. Um, and she was in real bad condition going into the hospital. And because of that, I didn't have a babysitter, so I'm a single father and stuff like that. But that's why it took so long for us to get up and start back recording and everything like that. Brandon was pretty patient with me as far as dealing with that, man. And yeah, but football is the last thing I kind of was really thinking about, to be real with you guys. But as we kind of wait for Brandon to come back, we're gonna end up talking about Atkins recruiting. We're gonna talk about FSU, this realignment. Where does this leave FSU? Where does realignment leave FSU at? And That's gonna be a big talking point today, and that's what we're gonna talk about. I'm still waiting on Brandon to come back. He'll come back eventually because he was glitching like a motherfucker. Yeah, mom's is better. She got back home last night. She got back home last night about around 8, 9 o'clock. And I had to be there today because we actually was gonna record earlier, but I had to be there today so I could meet with the nurses and just see what type of treatment or whatever we got to make sure mom does. But she's back, man, and she's feeling good. She's still on oxygen, man. And I tell anybody, man, I'll tell anybody whether you believe it or don't believe it, man. COVID is that's some real shit. It's real shit out there. And sitting in the ER at my mom, I think week before last, watching 2, 3 people come in at a time, complaining about breathing, and it's like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, but enough of COVID talk. I don't want nobody to complain that I'm trying to be political.
No, listen. We had a whole episode, man. The Honest Truth podcast on the other one and recorded. They took that whole thing down. The whole episode was about COVID. So they YouTube ain't playing with information. I had to like file an appeal because I was like, we weren't even giving misinformation. We were telling everybody to get the vaccine and talking about. But I guess something we said in there, they flagged it, took down the whole episode. Never got
Nah,
up.
man. It's crazy. I don't want to get too deep into this stuff, but it's crazy because I think Peach was talking about some stuff last night, and I'm just like, y'all making this more difficult than what it really is. You know, um, um, if you don't want to get vaccinated or whatever, or you don't know, or you're scared, or you're a skeptic, like, go sit down with your personal physician. Like,
Right,
go to your personal physician. If you don't like what your personal physician have to say, find another one.
right,
Find another primary care doctor. Talk to
right.
them. You know what I'm saying? Seek out nurses. Like, stop coming to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, trying to figure out what you should do about your health. I mean, you know, I just
Stop listening to politicians and pastors and folks who don't have advanced degrees in medicine.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, this ain't. I think my aunt, they told her don't get the COVID shot. At first when it first came out, then they called her back 5 months later, 4 months later, and was like, hey, it's okay, you can get the COVID shot. You
right.
know what I'm saying? This ain't hard. People making this difficult. This isn't difficult, people. All right. I mean, we have eradicated. Uh, We've eradicated what is that? Not smallpox, but what's
Chicken pox.
Chickenpox. Yeah, we've eradicated chickenpox people in our lifetime. I mean, medicine has done this. You can take a pill that get rid of headache.
Right.
Real shit.
Right.
You could take Theraflu and subside
The symptoms of flu. Yeah.
symptoms of the flu. I mean, this is not new. Okay.
You shouldn't really have to explain that, to be honest with you. That's the funny part about it. You really shouldn't have to explain this, but apparently we do now. I mean,
just go talk to doctors, man. Just go to a doctor, sit down with a doctor on the phone. They got, matter of fact, they got now. You can do these web MD live.
I was gonna say they got WebMD Live. I got a nurse line where anytime something go wrong, I call the line. It's a free visit for me through my insurance provider. They can tell me based on these symptoms and what we're seeing, this is what your diagnosis is, and prescribe medication. So I mean, you ain't even got to go. Just call them and ask them. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't that difficult. It really ain't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't. Let's stop saying on the timeline. Hey, but did you know? You know what I'm saying? Let's just stop the hey, but did you know?
Yeah. Also, I would like people to understand what HIPAA is, because apparently these people have no idea what actually HIPAA is, and I've learned that. I've learned that people have no. But again, somebody said something about HIPAA, and other people just started running with it, whether they knew anything or not. And boy, it's sad what's going on right now, man. It's a lot of misinformation. It's a lot of I say ignorance on the timeline, and man, if you believe that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Find somebody you trust who's not a talking head on your television set. I mean, you know, unless that person has actual MD by their name and they actually are a medical doctor, not just they were given one because they talk well. Because I know a few of them too. But listen, hold on a whole nother note, and this is way off topic. Let me tell you something. I've been watching this show called Alone on Hulu. It's a survivalist show, right? Where they drop 10 people off, and they basically just got to survive. It ain't no like you're going to do it for 20 days, or you're going to do it for like, you know what I mean, however many. You basically just got to survive for as long as possible. And when I tell you there's some creative people out here in this world, I mean, I watched this dude by himself build a log cabin with a fireplace. He had don't build like insulation for his log cabin, all sorts of stuff, because he knew winter was coming. It was like he wasn't the only one. It was several people. One lady built a teepee. She had like a steam room or something like that. Man, I was like, yo, it's some creative people in the world, man. Them survivalists, they real out here, man. Like, this is wild. I'm not getting, this is not an ad because I don't know who, who aligns with Alone. But let me tell you, boy, I've been glued to my television set for the last 48 hours watching this show here, and I just been watching people build huts in the middle of Mongolia and other places, man.
As we talk about people building huts and surviving, let's talk about Norvell and their recruiting.
Listen, man. Listen. Coach Atkins. I'm going to just let me back up from the mic. So, what can we say that we haven't already said, man? Listen, I'm gonna let you jump in, man. Tell them. I don't think they've been under a rock, man, because the timeline been buzzing. But man, let them know what Atkins is doing, and we'll go from there.
Man, we went from getting like no offensive lineman ever at any time till now we're getting almost. An offensive lineman every day of the week. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. This is amazing.
But we ain't getting like maybes. We getting some blue chips.
Yeah, there's some blue chips, man. I mean, I'm impressed, man. I gotta be honest with you. This is not what I expected. It's not what I expected, man. I'm looking at this list. They got the dude Early, who's a 4-star. They got Tavius Woody, who's a 4-star.
Mm-hmm.
Quayshawn Sapp, 4-star.
Right.
Olu Ba, 4-star. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can live with those.
I can get down with it. Yeah, I can get jiggy with that. Listen, so I'm gonna give Mike Norvell credit first of all, right? Because Mike came in knowing this offensive line has not been addressed in a long time, and so he knew his focus had to be offensive line. Right. And he went through a cycle, and it really wasn't good. I mean, last year, not really much improvement. And I think he really came into this offseason and said, we can't have another offseason where we don't get offensive linemen. And I believe him and Atkins sat down and created a plan, and now we're seeing the results of that plan. And on to Atkins. I mean, confidence. You know what I mean? Like it's funny, man. Recruiting is almost a confidence game. Once you get one guy, you feel like you can get another one. Once you get a big name guy, then you feel like you get another big name guy. And it's a momentum. And we talked about it earlier, right? Like, hey, we got a lot of guys on campus, but where's the momentum at? Where are the bodies? Where are the people who's supposed to be who's supposed to be committing? Why are they not committing? And we talked about that then, and now I'm looking at it and I'm saying, now we seeing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like one recruit say, okay, well shoot, he coming. Now I'm looking at it and I can project a little bit. You know what I mean? Whereas we didn't know really where Florida State was headed. I can look at it now and say, I can see 3 years down the road, you have a championship offensive line. Maybe not a national championship, but you got definitely a ACC competing for ACC championship offensive line, which means that you possibly are in the national championship discussion. Whoa. So I said 3 years down the road. I mean, you talking 3 years down the road. You talking about development of your quarterbacks. You got two good ones. Since again we've been out. You got Parsons now 2 on 4. Yeah. So I feel like you got two good quarterbacks now. You have 4 good offensive linemen who will then be 3 years developed. You talking about a junior offensive line with junior quarterback play. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't I think we should be able to, if these guys pan out to be what we believe they can be, and I believe that Atkins not only is a good recruiter, but I believe he's a good developer. So I say I can project a little further down the road and say, hey man, and then Travis Hunter just named the #1 player in the nation, who I keep going. We went back and forth on whether or not he was going to play wide receiver and running back, or DB. I don't even know. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is they building what looking like it's going to be a very, very, very talented team.
Yeah, I think this class is going to be the class that kind of brings FSU back, right? I mean, I think it's a lot of good pieces in this class, and I think these guys are going to end up staying too. So that's important also. So I feel good about the class. I feel real good about the class. Really do.
And again, well, let me ask you: is this one of those classes? Is this comparative to that LaMarcus Joyner class that Jameis Winston, LaMarcus Joyner, Jameis Winston class that won him a championship?
Well, Jameis came in the third. That was Jimbo's third class.
So what was it? LaMarcus Joyner was the class after that.
The class that the class that created the floor was the one with Bjorn Warner, LaMarcus Joyner. Oh, damn. You know what? Let me go look at that class, because I remember that class thinking like, damn, that's crazy how you recruited.
Yeah, because you also had I'm blanking on.
So that's 2010. Now. So 2010, he brought in LaMarcus Joyner, Christian Jones, Christian Green, of course, Kenny Shaw, Darius Cummings, who actually was a good player, but FSU just recruited over him. Greg Dent, Terrence Brooks, Chad Abram. I mean, damn. There's not a lot of misses in that class. Jared Higgins, Mike Harris.
Who's in the Jameis Winston class? Because it's a lineman I'm missing.
Oh, see, the class that, to me, the most important class Jimbo brought in was the first one. But, I mean, that 20, how long? I got to find it. 2012. It's a 12. Yeah, Jameis was in the 12 class. That was with Edwards, Goldman, Winston.
That's the class
Darby.
I'm thinking of. Yeah. That class. So what I'm saying, so that class right there, what I'm saying is, again, when you look at your quarterbacks you've brought in, you built the foundation when you have linemen. We've seen some a linebacker, we brought in, but I don't think they're done with that position. We already got, they've been recruiting highly on the DB level, and like I say, even if Hunter decides he's playing DB, that's great. Right. You got some wide receivers. They're going to bring in a running back or two. I think right now they're hitting at a very high level. So my question is, is this possibly a class that can get you to that place where it's hard for me to say national championship because they're so far behind right now. But, I mean, is it possible that this class is a class that gets you – let me say that. This is a class that gets you 10 wins. Is it a 10-win class?
Right. I think they could be that type of class that solidify you back as a top 2, top 3 team in the ACC. If there is even a fucking ACC in 2 or 3 years, like at this point, we have no fucking clue what college football is going to look like. We got no clue.
Okay, so and I don't want to get off, and we may come back to Atkins, but I do want to. But you did bring up a point here. So college football clearly is changing. The SEC has decided that we shoot. You know what I mean? Like, let's bring in all the big boys. Let's bring in all the big guns, and we're gonna keep everything going, right? So then, if that's the case, is there anything left for the ACC? Is it mandatory that Clemson, Florida State, Miami. If you feel like you are a legit program, is it mandatory that you get out and join whatever's going to be? Because it looks like it's almost going to be two conferences. Two 2014 conferences, two, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what really needs to happen. This is what really needs to happen. The Big Ten needs to absorb the ACC good teams.
Yeah.
Between the SEC and the Big Ten, they need to come up with a college football commissioner, right? We need a commissioner, and we need to just do away with this shit. Because it's not going to be like, and I don't like the word fair. I hate that fucking word, especially when you're dealing with $1 million people that makes millions of dollars. I don't like that word fair. But,
I can't stand Stephen A, but he says fair is a place where they judge pigs. That's right. one. Anytime people bring up fair, he always say fair is a place where they judge pigs.
So, but the thing is, it's not going to be fair that Florida State and Clemson is going to be stuck in the ACC, and you talking about the Big Ten. I mean, Oklahoma and Texas. Those are two big money schools that opens up a whole nother region of TV money. And the SEC was already getting crazy TV money to begin with. Now you're talking about $20-30 million on top of that money. I mean, at some point you can't compete. Like Florida State can't compete with that. And I told somebody I wouldn't so the last time this whole realignment thing came up, Clemson kind of led the charge on this. Right? Clemson kind of led the charge. To this day, I'll never understand why Barron, the idiot that he was, decided to say, yeah, great, let's lock in for this grant of rights deal. It made no sense whatsoever at the time because the landscape was already changing. Like, the landscape was already changing. And I'm not even saying that we should have went to the Big 12, which everybody was rumoring us to go. But, honestly, we should have made a push to the Big 10 at that time, right? Because you could have went with Maryland.
Right.
Because, and my thing is, Clemson needs Florida State. Clemson built that, like Dabo built that program on big time matchups.
Correct.
Right. So
and Florida State was it. If I can beat Florida State, then I can claim I can play with big boy football. Yeah.
And I can go into South Florida, and I can go into Florida and Georgia and say, hey, we playing Florida State. If they don't want you, we do want you, and da da da. You know. And all those, and hold on, just hold that point. But everybody who played for Clemson at that time, all of those guys played Florida State with a chip on their shoulder. Right. All of those guys wanted to come to Florida State. They wanted to be recruited by Florida State, but didn't feel like they had the level. So every time you played Clemson, you had CJ Spiller. CJ Spiller talked about how much he wanted to come to Florida State. Again, I'm just telling you what the man say. You could deny what it is. The man say he was a Florida State fan. He grew up. He wanted to come to Florida State. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people had that similar story where they said they wanted to come to Florida State. They weren't recruited, and they went to Clemson, played Florida State with a chip on their shoulder. Cool to say, but I would tell you for the most part, like CJ Spiller and his family and all of those people was like, that was more of a Gator Clemson battle. Like, I don't
know nothing about CJ Spiller. I'm only taking the man at his word, and I don't know.
I know his sister, and I'm just saying, like, that was more of a Gator to Clemson battle. Yeah, I don't think Florida State really. And you got to remember, Bobby Bowden was still kind of, Florida State, and recruiting was down too. True. So, but nah, man, at this point, like, you cannot stand pat. Like, they should have never stood pat the first time. It made no sense, dude. And then Barron left Florida State to go to the Big Ten to be the president of Penn State.
Right.
Like, fuck that dude forever. Seriously.
But see, here's the thing I'm looking at, not even from a money standpoint, right? When I think about the ESPN bias towards the SEC, that's already going up. You look at pretty much the playoffs is pretty much media driven. You know what I mean? Who's hot?
If it's a 12,
you talking about 3 teams is getting in from the SEC.
Yeah.
All the other conferences fighting over that last spot. You know what I'm saying?
If it becomes a 10-team playoff or a 12-team playoff or 8-team playoff,
the SEC get 8 teams.
They get 6.
At least
6 or 7 or 8 teams.
Right. They're going to be able to make a legitimate argument that their schedule is tougher than everybody else's, and you go in there with Texas A&M, Alabama, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
LSU all getting guaranteed spots. Six
Ohio-
teams is getting in.
Ohio State, Florida, Ohio State, Clemson, and everybody that's for the SEC.
Exactly right. Ohio State, Clemson, they'll find somebody who they can throw it. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I looked at this and I said, oh, ain't nobody. So basically, you basically guaranteed the SEC winning the next however many championships if you're doing it this way. So I looked at it and I said, if Florida State don't figure out how to get to the SEC and join up with that, or go to the Big Ten and figure out how to get a part of another conference, they're going to end up being basically the odd man left out for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's
Florida would
be.
never allow Florida State to get into the SEC. That's just.
It don't kill the rivalry. I think if you bring Florida, Florida State and Miami.
I'm saying Florida won't allow it. They don't want Florida State to be on even playing field with them money-wise. All right? They don't want that to happen. Like, because I think at the time, Alabama was making a push. So Alabama and Auburn was making a push for Florida State, and Miami to join the SEC.
Right.
Florida came out and like, nah, but we'll take A&M. We'll take A&M Missouri, right? So they put Missouri sorry ass where? In the East, which was funny because Missouri won the fucking East back to back.
I was just gonna say it. Missouri came in and started bopping dudes. Yeah, Missouri came in and started whopping dudes. I was like, everybody was shocked by it. But now it'll regress back to the mean, but yeah.
But it's crazy because my stepdad, God rest his soul, like said something to me early on in college football because I remember he got pissed when Florida State got into the ACC. Right? He was like, "This is bullshit." Florida State going in the ACC because at the time the ACC was getting more money. ACC was a basketball school, one of the premier basketball schools. ESPN at that time was growing, and like you could see you could see it to see the future of it, right? And he was like, "Y'all don't play anybody, right?" Because all these teams were sorry. Virginia was sorry. Duke was sorry. You know, even though Florida State at the time was going out playing big name schools and big time schools. They were playing Michigan, Ohio State, USC.
But I was going to say, Bobby made it a point to make sure he was going to schedule outside the conference.
But he was saying like, okay, but now y'all not going to have to schedule those schools because y'all going to be in a conference and y'all going to have the excuse of saying, oh, well, we got to play in a conference now. And he was like, college football, and he told me this shit and it stands true to this day. He was like, college football is nothing but politics. It's nothing but political politics. Because he was 100%. Like, it made because he was in favor of regionalizing college football. He was like, put all the teams in the South in one conference, all the teams on the West Coast in one conference, all the teams in the Midwest one conference, and all the teams in the Northeast one conference. Yeah. But you know, once Florida State made that move to the ACC, it pissed them off. You know, and then it was a big thing about Florida didn't want Florida State in the SEC because they didn't want Florida State to eventually get the same amount of money. And Georgia didn't want Florida State in the SEC because Florida State was already recruiting shit out of Georgia to begin with. Remember, they was getting all those players out of Georgia. So Georgia, I always kind of felt like, oh, we could always over-recruit over Georgia Tech. You know, that's the engineering school, academics and everything. Everybody can't go there. So Georgia always had the whole state to themselves. But if you'd have put Florida State right there on that line and you saying y'all in the SEC too, that's SEC country, then Georgia wouldn't be able to get as many good players because you'd have Florida State right there on the line.
You're in trouble. Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's always been college football has always been moving and shifting, and teams have been coming in and leaving and going. Like SMU was a big time school back in the day. It was a big time school. Now, it's a dumpster fire. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking UCF. But if I'm Florida State. And people got mad when I was like, fuck Clemson, I make my deal with Miami. Because I'm of the opinion that you need the Miami rivalry.
I thought you said the opposite.
I said fuck Clemson.
Oh.
Because my biggest thing with Clemson
that's right, T-Witt disagreed with you.
Yeah, he disagreed with me. But my thing with Clemson is this. I don't want Clemson on the same level playing field me in a conference with money. Right? Like you already got big donors that donate money to your program, right?
Right.
I'd much rather have Miami, who can never outpace me. Miami can never outpace me in money, right? Even when we go to the same conference, I can keep the same rivalry, right? So if I win against Miami and I win against Florida State, we the champions of Florida. You can sell that every single year, and I think honestly,
we got rings.
That's how Bobby was able to. But that's how Bobby was able to outpace Florida and Miami back in those days because he was able to say we beat both of these teams.
State champs was just as big. I mean, state champs in the state of Florida said a lot. And that's why when Jimbo had the recruiting going, it was because you was able to say, my rivals ain't beating me. Miami can't beat me. Florida can't beat me. We the state champs. Every single year, we the best school in the state.
Yeah,
And when you can say that, it does say a lot for recruits. It say a lot for the coaches, and it says a lot for everything that you have going on. And so now it starts to build on itself.
And
I agree.
Also,
go ahead.
I think Florida State in the Big Ten makes sense because Florida State has improved academically, right? Like Florida State is like a top 25 school academically now. And I think it just makes sense to me. It makes sense to me to put them in the Big Ten.
Here's my thing though, right?
I would make that put. It would be Georgia Tech if I'm Florida State, Georgia Tech, Miami, Florida State. Those are my three schools.
Those are some serious. My only thing is geographically, man. Those are some serious travel dates you talking about, man.
So what?
I know that everybody got private planes and stuff like that.
1 year with Ohio State as an opener. 1 year with Ohio State in November.
But you're not even talking about just Ohio State. You got Penn State. You got Iowa.
We go to Boston College.
But Boston College is one time. When you got to travel 3 to 4 times to Iowa and to Penn State, you also talking about climate. Man, some of these dudes ain't never seen nothing below 65 degrees. The Miami boy ain't never seen nothing below 65 degrees. Now you talking about they finna go and play. They finna go play.
Some of the schools ain't never seen
Northwestern.
heat.
Not true. Very true. Very true.
So
okay,
let's line that shit up. Give me the
I'm with you.
checks.
No, I'm with you on the checks. You'll never listen. I'm all for getting out of the SEC. I mean, out of the ACC for whatever reason. And I wouldn't even talk. I've been way more practical. The money thing has always been a given. I've looked at it from the tangibles. Like for whatever reason, I don't know who we pissed off, who we bothered at the ACC head office or in the front office, but they don't mess with Florida State. Like they don't, and there's a lot of evidence, a lot of shady things, including us being left only getting like a half a second in the ACC network promo package when we built the network. You know what I'm talking about? And we can take it down. So when I look at stuff like that, I look at the referees. We had a game where our games were officiated appropriately. We've had several games where I looked and I said it's hard for me to say that like the refs may have been biased. But it's hard for me not to argue against it, too. No. And so when I look at just some of that tangible stuff that the fans complain about, and I say, hey, man, if the ACC don't want you, and they've done a damn good job of making it seem like they really don't mess with us, I'm saying get out. Yeah, get out. Get out. Forget the money. The money is the easy decision, right? Like, y'all should get out just because it makes financial sense that y'all need to be out of here. But when you start bringing all that tangible stuff, do something else. Do something else. Yeah, do something else. We done tried this. Do something else. What do you say? What do you say? Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Do something else. Yeah, no, I went T-Pain on that. I went T-Pain on that. Like, do something else. We don't try this. We don't bump that head. All right, man, let's get out. Let's do it. Whoever want us, we up for sale. We hookers on what's his name? On Phillips Highway, man. We going to the highest bidder, man. Just go. Whoever want us, we going to the highest bidders, man. We trying to get up out of here. That part. Do something else, man. I'm sick. Listen, we have been absolutely done wrong. Hey, I probably played that thing on repeat like 20 times listening to him. Because again, I've been saying when T-Pain, this is now we off on a whole nother. I've been saying what T-Pain have been saying for the longest. Like, so everybody gonna make the same music now. Okay, got it. I'm listening to dudes like, all right, this is the same dude as that dude. Oh no, that's different. Oh wait. It took me like a year to figure out that Lil Baby wasn't Da Baby. And then it was like, nah, they rap different. And I was like, huh? I took my son to a Lil Baby concert before COVID, thinking I was going to see Da Baby, and I was like, "Who is this dude? I don't know any of his music." And they was like, "No, this is Lil Baby." Listen, I felt T-Pain at that moment as I'm sitting in there. Thank God Jeezy was at that same concert, because Jeezy, I listened to him and I was happy. But boy, everybody else who got on that stage, from Rod Wave to whoever else was at that concert, all made the exact same song on repeat for 3 hours straight. I had a headache when I went home. But anyway, no man, I'm with Florida State. Absolutely getting out of the ACC, man. Find themselves to the SEC, but you're right. Florida won't allow that ever.
Yeah, and I think Florida. But you know what?
Why we on Florida?
This may change. Hold on, let me say something. This
Yeah.
may change though because Florida wasn't going to allow it, right? So then you have Florida, Georgia, two of the big dogs at the table that wouldn't allow the shit, right? But now that you got Texas, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma in the fold,
They may be able to override it.
they may be able to get some overriding going on. You might
Yeah.
be able to skip your ass right into the SEC.
And
Which,
Texas A&M definitely got more money.
and Texas A&M is definitely pissed that they allowed Texas in. So they might
Oh,
try to
hell
get
yeah.
back. They might try to get some get
You
back.
right. Yeah, you're right. And it's all politics. You're right about that one.
Let's get the Game of Thrones going.
Nah, no, I wish on that one. Listen, man. Dan Mullen is a clown, man. I've been saying this for a very long time now, and we see like
Huh?
every episode, Dan Mullen is a clown
Why are we talking about Dan Mullen?
because he posted that video of him dancing with the.
Man, did you see them? Did you see our coaches dancing through that little hallway?
Again, it's one thing to be. It's they have somehow. What's his name? I can't think of who brought it up. He said like for some reason like the corny is kind of cool. It's a difference between corny and clownish. It's different, dude. You watch them videos, you don't be like. They be real cringe-worthy
Anytime I see
videos.
these grown men doing these little TikTok dances, I just scroll right past. It's all disgusting to me.
It looked different. Maybe again, it might be the bias.
But you don't like
But
Dan
it-
Mullen though. You don't
No,
like
no. Here's the thing. I do like Dan Mullen. I liked Dan Mullen before we got into this role and started doing this stuff. This stuff be looking so stupid. Like he be looking crazy in these videos. And the thing is, somebody keep approving them and letting them hit send. That's I'm not even mad at Dan. Dan is who he is. Yeah. I'm mad at the people who keep looking at it and saying, "That's all right, post it."
Okay.
I know you ain't gonna. I know
because I just like
you think all the coaches is clowns.
It's just like, why are these grown men dancing like this? Like, I would like for all of it to stop. But you know, when I complain about it, when our coaches do it, people tell me I'm being negative. Then I see them making fun of other coaches doing it. I'm like, well, that's the same
it don't
shit
be.
you just
Listen,
watch.
look at the man. Look at the videos that Dillingham and Atkins and Norvell do, and then look at them videos that Dan do, and you can't tell me this is the same level of corny. Like some of it is almost like
these guys are so corny.
It's like wow, it's corny, but it's corny, but I see what you doing here. Them Dan videos they almost be
But you gotta remember, our
say.
coach just staged a commitment video. Remember that shit? Remember he did the stage commitment? Oh,
no, that was
serious?
authentic, man. That was authentic.
Serious? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Oh, he's
no, that was real. Okay. That was real.
Yeah, okay.
No, that was real. I saw that.
You saw
I
that.
believe.
Yeah, I sent the video to y'all like, okay, are we reading lines now? Like, we got.
They had a script. Everybody had a part to play. The parents had to look. All right, so what's my role here? I got to sit here and look surprised. So the parents in the back, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, it was a lot of acting going on in that video. Okay, then we got to give this handshake here when you come up to me, so we can do. No, it was. But listen, man, it's levels to it.
I was like, hold on. Did I just watch a 5th grade play?
But listen, we landed commitments. That's all I'm saying. So I can't complain. Whatever they doing, you ain't gonna get no gripe from me, man. Listen.
Yeah.
Atkins doing this thing. I started to get a furniture credit, and I was told that wasn't his recruiter, but it was Atkins. So I'm gonna give Atkins more credit, so I can't give furniture nothing right now.
I mean, we only got to do 3 things right now: fire Adam Fuller, fire Odell Higgins, get out of ACC. We can if Norvell.
Oh, I'm gonna add one more to that. Win 6 games.
Okay, well, I can't. I want to say let's do some things that I think we really can do. Like I really think we can fire Fuller. I think we really can fire.
They can really win 6. I've seen a lot of people say 8 and all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't think that's possible, but I think they can realistically win 6.
So I don't know if people listen to the Cover 3 podcast with Bud Elliott and the national guys, like the national people that talk about college football. So they did this over and under, like these wins and losses for every team in every conference, right? So they go conference by conference, right? So these motherfuckers got to Florida State, right? Real shit. They got to Florida State, and they was like, man, I like what Norvell's doing, and I mean, it's like he's made really good all-season moves. Look how they're recruiting now. This is all great, and I'm loving what he's doing. And he's so energetic, and he's just a young guy and blah blah blah. He's an offensive genius. Special teams is amazing. Oh, but they could probably win 4 games on a high level, maybe 6. I'm like, what? And then, so now the funny part about all these predictions and everything, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer because I think what they're doing in recruiting is amazing right now. I think that this is the way you're supposed to recruit at Florida State. And I think when we were saying they wasn't doing a fucking good job, and people were saying, "Oh, just give it time," and da 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 da, and come to find out, you just didn't hire the right people, and they hired Kenyatta Watson,
and that's what I was gonna say.
Kenyatta Watson, so they hired the right people.
On that point, you like what you just said. We were saying to give them, like everybody was saying to give them time, and we were saying they're not doing a good job, and people basically took it and was like, "See, we told y'all they just needed time." That's not what happened. They didn't just keep recruiting the same way they was recruiting, and more time passed and they got better at it.
Yeah.
They made off-field hires. They've improved. They started reaching out to high school coaches, like in the state of Florida. They've started recruiting the state of Florida again. Right. They weren't recruiting the state of Florida. Like we saw the numbers. Most of they only had like 3 from the state of Florida. Everybody else was out of state. Like so, they've made a whole lot of inroads and made a whole lot of changes. They didn't just keep going. So for the people who like for some reason don't understand how things work, or don't understand what's happening behind the scenes, a lot has happened behind the scenes since we were saying, hey man, they're not doing a good job. Yeah, they are now doing a good job because they fixed a lot of the things behind the scenes in order to now do a better job at it.
Yeah, nobody's gonna kiss the ring just because you're the FSU head coach. People don't. That's not how that shit works, and I've said that several times. But I mean, at the end of the day, he is doing a great job recruiting. I think that, and we do like what they do on special teams, right? Like we believe in special teams. I mean, I don't think the quarterback situation is as good as everybody think it is. I think it's enough to probably move the football a couple times, but I don't know if it's enough to. Can you get into some shootouts? Can you get into some shootouts against NC State and win some games? Maybe Boston College. Can you get in shootouts and win those games? I don't think you can. Jeff Hatley from Boston College did a really good job last year. His first year under COVID, that team won. That team played hard. That team got better throughout the year, and they brought in a nice recruiting class.
Smoked our boots.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying. So it's we do got to still play Louisville. That was not pretty last year.
That smoked our boots.
Yeah, Wake Forest. So
that would have smoked our boots. I mean, yeah.
So
like these were all projected. These were all projected losses.
All you gotta do is steal. I think we need to steal the game against Notre Dame.
I still don't understand why you're shooting at Notre Dame. I still don't understand that.
Steal that game because I really think North Carolina is going to hang an ungodly number on us. I really do feel that way. Like the more and more I keep like looking at North Carolina shit, I'm like, damn, dude, it's a chance they could really hang a number. But
let me tell you something. I would ride with you on that one, except for I remember this podcast, and I remember we said the same thing last year that they was going to hang an ungodly number. That running back duo and the wide receivers and everything. And North Carolina lost a lot now. Them running backs gone. They still got the same head coach who ain't shit. They still got. I mean, so
wide receivers are pretty good. They a year older.
And their quarterback is good or whatever it is. You won't catch them by surprise like you did. You know what I mean? Like you did last time. So I can understand what you're saying. I don't believe we beat North Carolina. I'm not saying that. I just don't know about getting blown out. What I will say is I don't believe we're better than Notre Dame on any given day or night.
I think it can get ugly on the first game out the gate. I think you
game out the game we got a chance, but I'm not.
I think you could I think you could find a way to win that game. I think that's a possibility.
I wouldn't put that in our win column if I had to. If I was if you had to place money, I'm not putting my money on Florida State to cover in that game.
But
I mean, I'm looking at the wins and I'm saying. You got 3 guarantees, maybe 4, right? Give me 2 wins. Louisville, maybe you can hang with Louisville a bit and pull ups on Louisville, North Carolina State.
Louisville could fall apart though. I think Louisville.
That's what I mean. Louisville they not world beaters. Willie beat them 2 years ago. We got blowed out the year after. Who knows what? You know what I mean? Louisville's a toss-up kind of every year. Yeah, they recruited well. Yeah, they are. But I think Louisville's a toss-up. So maybe you can beat Louisville depending on. And I think NC State same way is also a toss-up. I think if you can tell me you get 6 wins and you beat the teams who you lost last year, you've improved a little bit. We can see you're not getting blowed out in some of these games. You go out there and hang with Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go out there and get drugged by Miami. But you end up in a close game with Miami. All right, we can say something. Same thing with Florida. Who knows what happens? You end up in a close game with Florida. You may lose it, but you can see signs of improvement, then I still think I'm gonna be honest with you. The more I look at this class and I listen to them speak and I listen to the players and when they're committing and what they're saying in their commitments, I'm not sure that this is a shaky group. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they do pull out another 4 wins that they're going to lose some guys.
Well, I mean, the season
I know, again, it's going to depend on how them 4 wins look.
I mean,
but what I'm saying is...
kids have emotions, dude. Remember...
I know what you're saying.
Lou Altmaier was locked in, trusting the process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he was locked in, trusting the process, bell cow, make sure he was running the text messages, make sure the chat line was running on time, and then he exited the chat. You know what I'm saying? So... we gotta see.
No, I get what you're saying. I do. I'm saying I think even if you ain't losing some of these big name guys. Here's the thing. I'm still not sure if you're gonna keep Parsons regardless, even though, you know what I mean? I just think two blue chip quarterbacks is gonna be tough to keep in this day and age. It's hard. I'm glad he committed. I'm just not sure you're able to keep both of them.
Well, he's coming in next year's class, right?
Yeah.
Not this year's class. It's only one. Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
All right. Anyway, I mean, I just say it depends on who starts or whatever. Anyway, we're a long way away from that. All I'm saying is, I do think they have some very, very. They got great recruits, and they've done some great recruiting. My thing is, I do believe that they are able to keep these guys in class. I mean, Travis Hunter, what the dude posted, like, I bet $100 Travis Hunter won't be committed by the end of next season or by the end of the season. Right. Travis Hunter was like, I'll take that bet. You know what I mean? Like, right. I think we got a lot of guys who have that same mindset of, why y'all keep saying I ain't committed to Florida State? I love Florida State. And I don't know if that's a testament to their recruiting or if it's a testament to what they're being told right now and the possibility. Because, again, we've always said playing time is a really great recruiter, man. If you're looking at the team that they're fielding and you look at it and you say, if I'm an offensive lineman, I'm coming in, I'm starting immediately.
Yeah.
I'm a blue chip offensive lineman, I'm coming in, I'm going day one. I know I got a chance to start. Travis Hunter know he's starting. And some of these other guys know they can start. Same thing with quarterback.
Bringing in 6 real true O-linemen, I'm like, yo, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Very impressive.
That's impressive.
Again, if you would have told us before they started recruiting they was going to bring in 6, we'd have told y'all we'll take it, hands down.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we would have taken it if you told me you was getting 5 of them 3 stars and a couple 4 stars. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you was going to get us some 3 stars, some development guys or whatever, because at this point we was like, just throw bodies at the problem.
Right.
Now you telling us they bringing in quality, not just quantity, they bringing in quality too.
Right.
I don't think you can say enough about what they've done, man. And again, I give Norvell a whole lot of credit for it because again he saw a need and he addressed it. And I definitely got to give Atkins credit because again he's the one out here who's seems like his name is on the top of every list. And then I love the swagger. I think he posts him at the gun range. You know what I mean, firing off shots or whatever. The video that he posted today, and then continue him with the cigar, or whatever. Like basically, like I do work, and I think. Again, confidence, man. When those recruiters start hitting home runs, they start knocking out the park, they gain confidence. And now you kind of go into these living rooms with a different swagger, especially when you can look and say, this dude came to us, this dude came to us, this dude committed. What you waiting on?
Yeah, all we need now, like I said, everything's on track. Just, fire Fuller, fire Odell, get us out of ATC. I mean, that ain't asking for much.
They not firing Fuller, man. Fuller's going to turn it around this season. He going to get in his bag.
All right, and on that note, this is the Listen Up Podcast.
Hey, man, this is Listen Up Podcast, man. We sorry for the low delay, man. We'll be back next week, man. We'll be back on regular schedule, man, but real life happens, man. What I was saying before I was glitching out, man, was listen, we don't have a team of people, man, where like the show can go on or whatever, man. So when real life happens, man, we got to take the hiatus, man, and just kind of roll with it. Yeah, I've had to take one with mine. He's had to deal with stuff with his, with his thing.
This ain't the big 3 roll up, bro. This ain't 15 networks, bro.
No, this is me. This is me in the office, man. This is me in the office in my house, man. And Sam with a screen behind him, man. And so this is just us, man. We
3 roll up. Shout out to them guys, because I think
didn't they go under and they done that?
No, I think they changing stuff around. But I'm supposed to be on the double fries no slaw pod. I think I don't know what I'm supposed to be on there for, but I'll let y'all know. But shout out to them guys. They support all podcasts. They're the shit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But yeah, we'll definitely be back more consistent, man. But just real life happen, man. And listen, we appreciate you guys. Rate, review, subscribe, man. We out.
Yo.